So, last session, you delved into matters of spirit and conspiracy. Liska, you were called to an abandoned grove where a mysterious, towering wild speaker tutored you on the nature of the world's great spirits. He guided you to see the lessons of bear, eagle, raven, ox, owl, snow leopard, and wolf, as well as introducing the other spirits below them. Others reflected in the strengths of your own companions and yourself, challenging the rigid doctrines of your Steel Legion upbringing. The wild speaker revealed himself to be an Ursun, a race of large bear folk from the frozen north who believe themselves to be bears' children, and charged you with a sacred trial. You were to choose a creature to raise, not just a mount, but a lifelong companion. And from the options, of a dominant tyrannosaur, a steadfast mammoth, a pain-sharing dire bear. You chose the dire bear. The Urson, Verse of Might, informed you that its cub would be born and alone somewhere in the Tahosian jungles, just outside the city and the valley. He bestowed upon you a totem and a special sap to bind your fates and accelerate its growth, setting you on an urgent path to find and protect your new charge. Meanwhile, Deja, you drank a potent brew to reclaim your lost memories. You are plunged into a nightmarish dreamscape, confronting a spectre of your father figure, Javorsa, in a ruined courtyard, stained with blood, a place familiar to you. You confessed his shame and fear, and as a fire of vengeance grew in your heart, you were faced with a choice, and you chose to reject the cycle of inherited rage. You offered forgiveness, a decision that reshaped your inner power. The following morning, the party reunited over a hangover breakfast so miraculously prepared by Angus that it even attracted divine attention. A champion of the god Tahos, known as the Chariot, descended from the skies and possessed Raugul's body, simply to taste the feast. Humbled and impressed, the spirit departed with a promise to carry word of the meal to the living gods themselves. Later, Velem's search for rare metals led him to a blacksmith, who revealed a new material called argentium, which was made as an alloy, with silver as a main component. However, the city's silver supply is being cut off by a petrifying monster in the quarries, presenting a new potential contract for the party. Your investigations into the Obsidian Brotherhood took a dark turn, Deja, after finding a high-stakes wanted poster for a Shah assassin named Rakan the Pale. You met with the Archmage, Etzel Askatl, in the Obsidian Spire, and he revealed the chilling truth. The Obsidian Brotherhood's infiltration runs deeper than imagined. The figure you know as Rakan is no mere killer, but a Rakshasa, an ancient, shape-shifting fiend who has been murdering and impersonating key members and key figures. Entrusted with a secret symbol of the Archmage's trust, you now carry the weight of this dangerous conspiracy. But as we come to Liska this morning, what is it you would like to do? You are muted, by the way.
There we go.
There you go.
I think Liska, upon all this revelation, and after, I guess this is just after random god appearance, or herald appearance, whatever, is going to, the hubbub is kind of dying down. She's gonna lean over to Tuli. Tuli, can I get your help on something, I'll be going. It'll need to be going into the Hojin rainforest outside the city. Would you mind coming along?
But of course, I would have to tell Ida first, let her know where I'm going. But
Of course.
whatever for.
It is. Well, yesterday we had that picnic in that kind of abandoned grove. And I told you about potentially meeting someone there about the border.
I suppose
well-
whoever you're meeting showed up. And this is
Indeed.
why you wish
Indeed,
to
they did.
go into the rainforest?
It is. There is a small dire bear cub that apparently its parents, mother, or whatever has passed, and it is all alone, and I am to find and protect it.
No, sweet thing. I
I
would be,
know, right?
I will be happy to help.
Okay, I will be happy to have your help. Just I will be getting ready. Come whenever you are ready as well, and we will depart soon.
Where should I meet you?
I guess meet me here, and then we can go.
Of course.
All right, I will wait.
All right, and with that, she's gonna briefly kind of tell Ida about this, sort of a couple hushed whispers between the both of them. Ida is going to depart for the moment, unless anyone has anything they'd like to tell her or speak with her about. All right. Yep, she's going to head out of the estate and see
think
to.
so.
Yeah. She's gonna see to her own finalizing of this Ambrosian silk trade deal that she's likely needed at the palace. She wishes you do stay safe out there, Liska. Come back in one
Of
piece.
course. And I will make sure Tuli does as well.
She gives you a smile and a nod, and kisses Tuli before making her way out.
While I guess is Tuli gonna leave as well to prepare, or does she seem like she's good?
She honestly seems like she's good to go.
Okay.
Not much in the way of preparation needed. She brought everything she needed with her. There would be stuff in the veiled ziggurat, which she probably needs to grab first. So she's gonna do that, and we'll say for the sake of brevity, she packs up what's needed. Maybe a few rations here and there. Perhaps a couple of sleeping bags. Large enough for both of your sizes.
yeah. Big ass sleeping bags.
Mm-hmm.
When Tuli does come back, Liska's gonna have packed, like she essentially never unpacked. She just tossed her bags down.
Yeah.
So she's still has everything packed. But what she will do is when Tuli gets back, she's gonna bring Tuli to her room, whichever one she managed to choose. Tuli, as a druid, do you happen to have a means of locating animals or things of that nature?
I can scry. Sometimes I do it through pulls, sometimes in dreams, sometimes by listening to the way birds go quiet before a storm. If I had something of the cubs, a bit of fur, a drop of blood, I could find it right now, but as it happens, we likely don't have that. I could speak with animals, convince them to tell me what they've seen. Most don't lie, but some do tend to forget or focus on the wrong things. Squirrels are terrible witnesses, parrots even worse.
Yes, little tiny lying squirrels are fine to think. But here, I was planning on giving this to you anyway. But I think it also might help us in this. And she's gonna pull out the Staff of the Woodlands. And she's going to offer it to Tuli. We found this in our adventures, and given what I think it was Sao or potentially Dajar said when they identified it, it is a powerful druid staff, and I think it also might have means of locating animals. But I think you should have it.
I can do that myself, but this is incredible craftsmanship. I cannot thank you enough.
Yeah, we saw it, and I decided that, I don't know, it seemed like it would best suit you.
Kind of breaks a hand over the staff head, seeing it sort of gnarled, elegant. This gnarled, elegant sort of ebonwood staff. Oh, this is made from. It's ebonwood, I believe. Very, very easy to shape into natural implements. Very flexible as well. I shall
probably remember that.
I shall be happy to have it. Thank you so much.
Happy to give it.
I might need a moment to get a sense for it.
Of course, take your time. That also gives me some time to do this, and she's going to pull out the spirit tree sap and the little dire bear totem to officially awaken the magic within the totem.
Is that what your visitor gave you?
Yes, this little sap in this little tiny totem. Apparently the totem is linked to the cub, and I do not know if it will guide me or anything, but I am to put the sap in on the totem in order to activate it.
Alright, so mechanically you can also do this in world as well. Go ahead and just use the spirit tree sap there for me real quick.
Okay. Consume, yes.
And go ahead and just drag the bear totem into that box there.
Oh. Fancy.
And that's changed it.
Oh shit. Where did... Oh wait. Oh hey.
Hooray, you got a gooey totem now.
Imagine the sap sinks into it like, oil and...
Yeah.
Sort of seeps into all the small little grooves carved around it. You can see as you're sort of brushing it over the totem, there is this subtle, very subtle orangish glow from deep within the pattern grooves around it. Ah, spirit tree sap. She says as, I mean, you've not even told her that it's spirit tree sap, but she seems to recognise that magic. That is some very potent magic there, Liska. What is it supposed to do?
Liska's gonna kind of look it over. I assume she doesn't need to cast Identify, that it just kind of comes to her. It is what will allow me to form a bond with the cub. By
This,
pressing to it, it allows us to understand one another and allows it to grow unimpeded by time and until it can be a formidable companion.
this sounds like your spirit trial.
Spirit trial?
Whenever wild speakers are being trained, their tutors will often give them spirit trials, things that, tasks that are attuned to their own experiences, things that are meant for them to do only.
Have you heard? Sorry, continue.
Are you sure you want me to help you with this, Liska?
I would like to have you with me, yes.
She gives you a nod. Very well. Admittedly, I am a bit hesitant, but I can't very well leave that poor thing in the jungles alone.
It would be very nice to have someone who could help me find it as quickly as possible. Because while it might be my trial, yes, but I think it is not the finding that is a trial, but the growing. And having you here will help me in more ways than one.
I do understand. I do not think you'll necessarily need direct help. You would need space, you would need time, eyes on the trail, not over your shoulder. But I will happily walk with you. But I will not step in, not unless you ask me to. Even if things get rough. Even if I want to.
Well, I would not want you to step in if things get rough, but I do know that staff has a ability to allow us to pass relatively unnoticed through the forest, and it can locate creatures or allow you to help locate creatures.
I am starting to get a sense for that. As she kind of rolls the staff in her hands for a moment, closely examining it. As she kind of trails a finger down the length, there's this very faint sort of spectral sparkle as the staff sort of begins to react to her touch. I can help you read the land with this, yes. I can help you find the trail, but when we get close, when it matters, I will hang back. You will have to go forward.
That is fine. I just only wish to locate the bear. Everything after that is on me.
You are strong, Liska. I just need to remember it when maybe I might see something coming for you, I suppose.
Well, I will not say no to you giving me a heads up. You are perhaps a bit more acute at noticing your surroundings than me. I am good at tracking, but sometimes I am not the most perceptive. It's partly reason why she kind of like taps the chest of her adamantine armor why I wear this.
Fair enough. I will, that tracking though, that will be vital. I can only help navigate the jungle, but you'll have to be the one that tracks.
She's nodding.
Right, I think I have a good sense of this stuff now. Shall we get the move on whenever you're ready?
Of course. And if you will, just remember to stay close to me when we're out there in the jungle.
Of course.
They're
And-
gonna head on through the city.
Alright, you head out into the city, making your way through the main front doors. There's massive front doors, the sea of people kind of wading your way through. Folks just
Two giant
part-
mountain folk
yeah.
just walking side by
Folks-
side,
folks
taking
just-
up the entire street.
Folks just part for you. It is like a sea of people.
Yeah, mountain folk couple coming through.
As you venture forwards towards the jungle, which rises in front of you in layers. Gradually, as you make your way out into the valley, let me drag you over to the appropriate map. There we go.
All right.
And oh, hang on, where's there it is. Music stopped. So the jungle rises around you in layers. Vines, thorns, birds, heat. Every path forward seems swallowed in green. Somewhere behind, the last echoes of city life are gone. The massive valleys, the massive valley sides raised in tiers of various maize crops, and gradually even that falls behind. As for the next couple of hours, you begin trudging through. Tuli pulls aside a curtain of hanging moss, kind of briefly waiting for you to catch up. And as she looks back towards the last vestiges of the city, turning her head, let's bring that cub back with all its teeth. No heroics, no tragic endings. Just big grumpy mama bear you were always meant to be.
I don't know about Grumpy, but Mama Bear maybe. And Liska's gonna kind of like lead the way, and as they get more towards, because they imagine, obviously they'd have to leave the city through the gates, like one of the gates, and they'd probably travel a ways down the path, like maybe a little bit, and then Liska's going to look to Tuli's like, can you see just a general direction of where the dire bear might be? Essentially asking her to cast locate animals or plants.
Yep. She's going to kind of clack the staff on the ground with a dull thud. Locate animals or plants. Let me see here. Okay, so each hex would be 25 miles. There's this brief flash of green in her eyes. She seems to listen for something. I don't see anything, no trails.
Okay. So that means it's not within, there's not a bear cub within 5 miles.
Not within 5 miles, yes.
Yeah. So nothing within 5 miles of the city. Given, hold on, you're gonna have to look at some shit. Where is, not this, let's see, does the, oh god, loading up the big map. There we go. Okay, oh yeah, that doesn't cover anywhere close to even a mile. Map of Tanzania. Okay. All right. I'm guessing this is not to scale.
No. This is purely an exaggerated map of the city.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's something wrong with the size of that.
Yeah.
So Liska's going to kind of remembering the lay of the land, and Talali has shown the map that she has. I guess Liska's gonna go. She knows there's a ring of mountains surrounding the general valley that Tajos is. So I guess she's gonna head northward.
Okay.
Until she's gonna hit that. Oh, okay. God, hold on. Traveling on foot. How many days are there until the Ring of Claws?
There are. Let's see, so including the day you're on right now, which has just become morning, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th is the Ring of Claws.
So how many days is that, Jeff?
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days.
Okay, so, and that's including today. So 2 days out, 2 days back. Okay. I guess. Oh, I also just saw there's a marker on the map. I don't know if that's supposed to be there.
So that is just pointing to the Dojin jungles in the as the entirety. This isn't like the actual location of the cub. This is just
Gotcha.
Yeah, just pointing to the jungle, like the central point.
But yeah.
Oh, thank God, I wouldn't have seen the jungle.
But yeah, so I guess Liska's going to. Yeah, I guess they'll travel north just for a while.
Okay.
Like looking for tracks, whatnot. Every time it seems like every time Tuli might detect something nearby that might be dangerous, ask her to cast Pass Without a Trace because she can do it at will with the staff.
Oh yeah, yep.
So
as you kind of above the sunlight filters in patches through the canopy as you journey towards the north. Golden shafts pierce the green fog, catching on motes of pollen and dust. You step beneath a broad-leafed fig tree that could probably swallow a house. And there's almost that sense of the jungle itself watching. It's Tuli kind of pulls her cloak tighter, her fingers kind of brushing over the staff for a moment as she senses something. Another ting of the staff. She tells you to gather close. She seems to sense something. A few moments pass, and eventually you continue on. It is a trek through most of today, essentially. Occasionally she might kind of brush her hand across a long tree root. She seems to listen, a bit of flickering of her fingers seems to generate these flickers of spiritual light. Soft whisper escapes her lips, part prayer, part spell. She seems to be listening, not for voices, but for impressions. Bruised roots, scraped bark. The memory of something large pushing through a few days back. Something heavy passed this way. Big, alone. It brushed this route just before dawn a few days back.
Do have. I guess Liska's gonna use her own survival to try to find any traces of tracks, like fur that might have brushed off on the tree or things like that nature.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay.
24. You lower to one knee, kind of brushing aside wet leaves and scanning for breaks in the undergrowth, marks left by claws, fur, disturbed moss. The jungle hides its secrets well, but not from you. Not if you're careful. You spot a patch of lichen torn free, a glint of pale fur snagged on a thorny branch, and wide prints pressed deep into the soil, far wider than a cub's. This isn't a fledgling. The trail veers towards the west, towards steeper terrain and denser brush.
It might not be a fledgling, but it might be something like a mother foraging for cubs. Yeah, I guess she's gonna follow the trail, at least for a little bit, to see what it leads to.
Go ahead and make me a perception check. Oh, actually, no, you did ask Tuli to do that, didn't you? So, in that case, I'll have her roll a perception check.
I'll aid by telling her what to look for.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she's really good at these.
Like I said, she will help me in many ways.
Yes. Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. I think that works.
Wisdom characters.
She points out a fresh smear of bark resin, still sticky with claw gouges scored deep across its surface. The direction matches the trail you've been following. Something heavy, tall. But bears don't climb unless they're being cautious or chased. It was passing through, not foraging. Something's
This
wrong.
is probably... Yeah.
It's not just wandering. It's evading or expecting trouble. Or it was when it passed through.
Are there any other types of tracks? Like perhaps a T-Rex or another large raptor-like predator?
You don't see any tracks of that note, no.
This is odd that it would be trying to evade something, or...
Oh, well, actually... Yeah, you kind of spread out your search around the immediate surrounding area in the forest. Not just necessarily paying attention to this one spot, I'll say. You do see a couple of things. A large set of three-toed footprints nearby. They appear to be fresher, maybe a few days fresher.
Okay. But didn't you say that the big bear creature moves through here at dawn?
The large bear moved through dawn a number of days back. The larger three-toed footprints, definitely bipedal, they appear to have moved through here a couple of days after.
A little later?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tragedy was kind of the premise of why this bear comes along, so I guess we'll continue to follow it.
All right.
Yeah, and it's gonna keep going. Just see what happens, what we discover.
Gotcha. As you continue through, these Tuli kind of makes mention. I do not think we're going to find this cub within the next couple of days, Liska. We can continue on. I can get us back for you in time for the tournament. There are a number of large trees throughout Tektahos that I can carry us to.
Oh. I didn't know that was a thing that druids could do. It is very convenient. I did not want to have to track back to this forest. But are you okay going for a few more days tracking?
If it
I don't want
helps,
to inconvenience you.
if it helps find this poor cub, yes.
Let's go. Nods like, okay, well then, let us continue, and remember, try to keep an eye out.
She nods. The ground is slick. Every leaf is a trap for sound as you make your way through the jungle, placing your steps with care, knowing that the jungle doesn't listen, but sometimes it also answers with the presence of other creatures who might have noticed your passing. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. I'll say with a +10 because of Tuli's stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys, time for Liska to
Rolling that one.
roll
Get that
shitty.
sneak on. No, nat
I mean,
20, I'm calling
she
it.
has the adamantine armor, so she's rolling at disadvantage.
Ah,
Nat 20, let's go.
so
14.
So plus, okay, just quite literally, barely fucking scraping by.
Barely.
You flow not quite like a ghost between roots and vines. Occasionally, your clunky
It's-
armor clatters against itself, but Tuli kind of shows you.
Sometimes you wanna make noise, scare things away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tuli does what?
Tuli kind of shows you where to step, where to place your footing. Leaves kind of shifting silently beneath her hooves. Not quite yours, but still, that distant rustle. Possibly your quarry, possibly not, but it doesn't change the pace. Whatever it is, it doesn't know you're near. You remain a clunky shadow in the trees.
Clunky, noisy shadow.
But I will say this is probably all you're going to be able to get out of this day. You're certainly on the trail. You managed to establish
Yeah,
that much.
That's fine. I'll say I was kind of hoping for them to get tonight. So unless someone else wants to do something,
I think
I'm okay to pivot. I would like to have a scene with Tuli
Yes.
again, but I don't want to
we can.
spotlight.
I'd like to pivot. I'd like to eventually pivot back to that as well. So we'll come back to we'll come back
Speak
to Liska during the nighttime. Who else wants to have a go? Who wants the spotlight here?
Oh, I can do it.
Sure. What would you like to do?
I would like to continue talking to the Archmage Itzel on a few things
Gotcha.
before heading down to talk to the bookkeeper.
All right. Let me grab the stuff.
The notes.
My notes. Where is it? Okay. So, as you continue your conversation here with Itzel, he's just finished briefing you about this Rakshasa, this Rakan the Pale that has supposedly found its way into the underbelly of Tektaros.
Right. Like, I'm gonna need some trusted help with this. Oh, I've came across a few things. Considering the notice of the vanished, he pulls out the shipping transaction and accounts and gives it to to the Archmage.
I believe you've already given him this.
Oh, well, did I?
Yeah, you gave that to him last session. He acknowledges it. He has acknowledged it. He has he has a sneaking suspicion that has just been likely proven correct. Or at least that's how he put it last session.
Okay. Question he was going to ask about is between what age group and who recently has vanished.
There be rumors that it is, it varies between the young and the old, but there appears to be a preference for those who would ordinarily go unnoticed. Those who are of maturing body and mind.
He rubs her side of her head, of course. Always that. Any recent or past attempts that I need to know about?
The most recent said to have disappeared are those of a former arena champion called Keslet. His two boys, his two adult sons have vanished. Zocha and Ixval.
Ah, yes, I heard something about them from, I believe Miss Ida mentioned something about that.
She and I have been in close correspondence.
Right. Okay then. Anyway, do you have any books on what is it, Shaga exactly?
A Rakshasa is a creature from the Seven Hills, typically called or referred to in academic circles as fiends. I am surprised you do not know this.
My memory has been very spotty as of late, and I've recently gained a few things. To spare you some of the details, I was hit with a very powerful spell that scrambled almost all of my, if not most of my memories. And I just head back to a druid, restore it, so you may forgive a few gaps in my memories.
Unfortunate. Then are you sure you are up to this task, if your memory is faulty?
Whether my memory is faulty or not, there are things wicked do not rest, and so I shall not.
Very well.
Can't take it.
If you wish to study fiends, I would recommend speaking to our head archivist here in the Obsidian Spire. He will be able to help you.
Right. Thank you. I'll be off then.
There was one
Yes.
more matter. Minor, perhaps, in the shadow of what we discussed. But I will not leave it unsaid.
Reaches up to a shelf lined with sealed correspondences. His fingers trace a specific scroll untouched by dust, but he doesn't open it.
During this same interval in which Zaka Petwanil orchestrated the theft of the heart, several other artifacts vanished from the vaults at the library of Quetzali. Most were obscure. Scroll fragments, early planar charts, miscatalogued relics from the Akteshi era, but one of them was not so obscure. A tome of clear thought. A sentient codex of logic and cognition, bound in silver leaf and serpent hide. It grants not mere knowledge, but clarity. True cognitive elevation to those who study it. It was placed under high security. We believe Rakan stole it.
And I'm guessing he saw it as a meal ticket.
Perhaps. We believe it was taken as part of a wider misdirection. While attention was turned towards the heart's transportation, Rakan accessed the restricted ring and removed the tome. But we believe he did not keep it.
I see.
Rakan does not strike me as the scholarly type. He is a spy, a murderer. All signs suggest he handed it off to someone else, likely to another cell, perhaps even a faction allied with the Obsidian Brotherhood. Their interests in minds altered, enhanced, or ensnared is not new. We have long suspected they seek more than power. They seek those who can wield it, or reshape it. For now we are unsure who. The theft was deliberately obscured. Only a handful of people within the mantle know. One of them is the archivist, Master Yupan Etlan, curator of the Obsidian Spire here in Tectahus. A man with formidable intellect and discretion.
That does bring me to a question for him. Because there were some books in the burrow of when I was doing, and me and Hammerstack were doing the job for Banzala, had detailed books on rituals of dark rituals, notions and knowledge of the living gods and various other things. I don't think it came up on the market. Someone, I think, was feeding them information.
Do you have those books?
I do. And she takes the she has the I can't remember what it's called.
Describe it for me.
just takes what looks like a folded up black cloth, unravels it, and throws it down onto the floor, and it appears to be a hole. And
Oh,
takes out
the portable hole.
oh, I just could not. My brain just was leaving me.
Brain fart.
And takes out several of those books out.
Etzel doesn't even seem to flinch when you open this portable hole. He just seems to examine quietly.
And he will name off these books if my neck can somehow stop lagging for a bit. Okay, there it is. Just gonna name off 5. Red Moon and the Green Dragoness. The Chains of the Spirit and the Ethics of Necromancy. The Claws and Cannons of Art and Beast Riding Warfare. And the Living World. Collections of the Dream's Harmony. Name a few.
He holds out a finger as you mention Chains of the Spirit, the Ethics of Necromancy.
I believe that was one of the books taken from our forbidden archives.
Okay. Ooh. The Verdant Throne, Takanda's Kingdom of. I can't. The show just looks at it. I can't pronounce the name of this. Takanda's Kingdom.
The Kotl.
The Kotl.
I believe that one was also taken.
Okay.
And as you're listing these off one by one, effectively, it is the one about necromancy, the one about the Verdant Throne. Those two were seemingly taken.
You can just look on the list of a horrible hole and see what they are. But
Stick a screenshot in the party chat there.
Okay. Then. Oh boy.
Do you offer to return these?
Yeah, and it just seemed fairly weird to have all these books on various subjects and the Kanda's Brewer Circle, but it's ruined. So I was like, that's really strange. I don't know why my thing is acting weird, but yeah, give me a second.
All right. So, yeah, he's effectively going to take those two off of you, just to keep things brief here.
Yeah.
So go ahead and remove those.
Yep. Yep. Done. As he's doing this, he's gonna ask the Archmage one thing. God, this is lagging as hell. The thing is lagging. Give me a second.
All right. Would just do that after the game? What do you want to tell the Archmage?
Yeah. That normally most books are accounted for either by an archivist or by, well, one of those flying attendants from the in the library of Quasali itself in the Shaman's Mantle. To move that many large things of books, even just a number of them, wouldn't they have a spell on them to return them to themselves? Unless, give permission to take them away?
That is why Rakan put on a false face of a most trusted archivist. So that he knew he could take from the archives without pushback. Falsifying records, falsifying documents, that is how he was able to take what he pleased.
Understood. Alright then.
Needless to say, there is a full operation well underway back at the library to go through every single document that has been falsified and correct the matter.
Good to know. Right. I will talk with the archivist then.
Best of luck on your best of luck on your tasks.
I'll need it.
He nods and sees you out. Alright,
He's
so
gonna go.
go ahead.
He's gonna go look for the archivist. And look for those fiend books, but you're gonna ask him, I think, those questions about the exact names of those missing books. At least.
The exact name of the missing books. The primary one, he mentions the Tome of Clear Thought, and he kind of flicks a small parchment with his fingers as an entry highlights itself. Tome of Clear Thought, status classified theft. He says, well, the tome itself was stolen in the same window as the Heart of Chechoked. The coincidence is deliberate, a distraction, one masking the other. Rakan, or whatever face he wore at the time, seemingly removed it from the vault, but I suspect he did not keep it.
Right.
I believe he's a deceiver, not a reader. Probably given to another party.
Alright, okay then.
Well, if you can recover it, I can certainly reward you. If you're doing this job for the Archmage.
That's why I'm here. I would also like to find out books on fiends, specifically Urkshaza's. I'm going to be hunting one.
Right. Well, please follow me. With that, he kind of takes you down a set of spiraling hatchback staircases, unlocking a few doors. You can see as you go deeper and deeper into the spire, into the underbelly of the obsidian spire, more and more of these doors seem to have more opulent ways of opening them. One has a series of 3 keys, The second one after that is just opened with a wave of his hand, probably with some sort of sealed ward. Until eventually you come upon a very dimly lit section of the archive. This is the restricted section. This is where we keep a lot of the most esoteric knowledge. Right, fiends, you said.
Yes.
And with that, I'm going to have to ask you to make an investigation check to try and find some knowledge on fiends. He's going to help you, so he's going to give you advantage.
Right, alright then. Give me 1 second. Alt for advantage.
This is not with the goggles, but you would have had an advantage anyway on that. So, okay.
Yeah, that's.
So
I don't have the goggles on, so yeah.
a good few hours of gathering various small tidbits of lore from various for various places throughout the archive, as well as getting some reference points from the above archives, going back and forth, back and up and down the stairs here. Effectively, you eventually gather kind of secluded at one corner of the restricted archives here, lit by the light of mage candles. You begin to piece together various different stories of horned tempters, of devils in gold-laced contracts, of monsters that wear mortal faces. They're called fiends, indeed, creatures of the hells, birthed not by life but by corruption, conquest, cruelty. Even when slain on the material plane, they don't truly die. Their bodies may burn, but their essence returns to the seven hells, where it reforms, unchanged, always coming back. One in particular, the Rakshasa, is spoken of with caution. Rare, elusive. Some say it can look like anyone, speak like anyone, a devil in noble clothes, a monster in the skin of a child.
You cut out there the noble and I couldn't hear the rest of it.
A devil in noble clothes, a monster in the skin of a child or an old man. You start to see connections here, more connections. Planar treaties, half-burnt, with notes in 3 dialects of Infernal. Translated, it speaks of names, not just as titles, but as bindings. When fiends cross into a new plane, they choose a name for it, a kind of spiritual alias that tethers them to to that realm. It's what allows them to return again and again, even if cast out. Most fiends have dozens of such names, each tied to a place, a plane, or a mask that they wore. But behind each of these masks is a deeper truth. The true name. The one they chose or were given at the moment of their creation in the furnaces of the hells. And if you know that name, that's power. As for Rakshasas, what little there is describes them as immune to certain magics, not even just resistant, just not in. Sorry, go ahead.
You said immune to, and it cut out there again.
What little there is describes them as immune to certain magics, not resistant. Immune. Spells. Many spells wash off them like rain off stone. Illusions, charms, divination, all but mostly useless. They always seem to know what you fear. When a fiend's true name is spoken aloud on the plane they inhabit, and combined with a banishment rite, they are exiled from all planes save for the one of their birth. They cannot return, not by gate, not by wish, not by pact. Forever barred. But this shouldn't be possible. Rakshasas are immune to most spells, their very presence warping magic itself, but the true name changes that. One passage you read: to speak it out loud is to bind their essence to form. For the span of a breath, their resistances fall away. Magic finds purchase, even banishment, normally deflected like a breeze, can strike true. Those bound to fiends, warlocks, pact sworn, dream-touched, can sometimes feel their master's presence, no matter the glamour. Not with sight, but with a sort of a sympathetic gravity. Some can even summon their patron by invoking their original name. And the pact sworn only survives because the fiend has leverage over them through that pact. And Rakshasas, they're not conquerors, they're more masks, lovers, priests, kings. They unravel empires without lifting a claw. And with a 19, that's all you know so far.
You know what? Fuck it. I wasn't planning on using it today, but I think it'd be the best way to do it. Can I look up about their true name? Well, here.
With a 19, that's all you're gonna get.
Come back here tomorrow and give it another try.
There's only so much you can push it. I'd say with a 19, that's all you're going to get, period.
Oh, not here. There's another resource I can check.
Oh yeah?
The High Chalice.
Ah, okay.
But that's gonna be again for another day. Right. I want to go to the Hunter's Keep, but we can move scenes off of me to someone else.
Alright.
I'll do that.
Who wants to go next? Who wants to have the spotlight next? Angus, are you are you prepared? Are you ready? Are you in the game? Hello?
I think he's dead, Chief.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Well, he's in the game.
Well, I mean like
with
in the headspace.
I think he's at Mike's
Bro might be
there.
disassociating.
Oh no.
No, I just saw a mutant.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
there
Oh
we
yeah, I
okay.
go.
can see him. Yeah,
Yeah, mic
yeah,
issues, mic issues. Okay.
It's time for help. Quick, does anyone know Morse code?
SOS.
Oh dear.
I return.
There he is.
Welcome back.
A second chance to carve your skull. All right. I'm now. Yes, I said yes. I'm down for that.
All right.
I'm in
Okay.
a decent enough headspace. I just need a little bit of guidance of like what time of day it is, where we're at, shit like that, because I'm a little bit like.
Okay. It is currently getting towards midday at this current time, but you know, wibbly wobbly timey-wimey, we can reverse time to the morning if you so choose.
Yeah, when would Angus be setting out?
Angus would have been doing his things. Also, I was muted, so I didn't get to say it. I really hope they're not talking about the Tome of Clear Thought that Dejar gave Angus and Angus has read.
No,
That
no.
came from Banana Man.
that's the
You're-
tome of understanding. That's the wisdom one.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tome of Clear Thought is for intelligence.
Aha! Because I was about to say, like, you're gonna be surprised to find out the magic is gone. No, it lives on in me. All these tomes of similarly sounding intellectual shit got me acting a fool.
Fair
Which
enough.
is ironic.
Anyway,
considering-
morning stuff. Right? Did we just finish super breakfast essentially?
Yep, pretty
Yeah,
much.
essentially.
Let me bring you back to Varesh's estate here.
Then, as I suppose Liska is setting off to go and do her things, just a tidbit after she goes out with Thule, Ida was going to depart?
Ida was going to depart, yes.
Would he be able to briefly talk with her?
Yeah, sure. I mean, considering that you're having mic issues earlier, and I probably didn't
Oh, yeah.
hear. If anyone wants to talk to Ida, say now. Yeah, we can reverse that and say she's just about to
It's
head
not
out.
mic issues at that time. I was not in the headspace. at that
Okay,
time.
gotcha. So she's just
If we're
about to head
rewinding
out.
time. He would approach her. Oh, moment of your time before you go.
Of course, Angus.
I did want to say thank you for the knowledge. It was quite useful.
Well, you've not gotten the entire story yet. I do still have some more notes to go over, but we can get to those whenever you're feeling better about it.
Indeed. I was hoping I might trouble you for one more thing. It is a matter of knowledge, if that might pique your interest.
Of course.
Well, I was hoping you might be able to research something.
Now, what are we researching, Angus dear?
Orichalcum.
Her eyes go wide. You
And
mean
yes,
these-
it's real.
I'm. How would you know about orichalcum?
Well, let's see. If I say something, can you keep it more or less to yourself?
Well, I do that quite a bit these days.
All right. So let's see. He's going to reach up to his neck. He's going to take off the necklace, and with the Rune Lord's ring, and gently hold it out.
She gingerly plucks it from your finger, like making eye contact. Like, is this appropriate to do? She kind of takes it from your finger, examines it, turns
Detect
it
magic
around.
on it, or identify it if you can.
Very well. With that, she kind of concentrates for a moment, and there's a flicker as her eyes shoot open with this beautiful sort of purplish glow. Oh my! Where did you come across this, Angus?
This was once worn by Nogdor. It was corrupted,
The cannibal king of Mayland.
indeed. And it was corrupted by Bron Ferrickson, the man that I just negotiated the soul for from our ferryman.
Right. First,
How shall I say this else?
first you summon a divine being into the room, and the next thing you tell me you've made a pact with the god of death in this region. Good grief, Angus. You constantly surprise me.
Well, it goes on more if you'd like.
Please.
I do believe it was Hadric, wasn't it?
The goddess of mothers and queens?
No, that's Helga.
Helga.
Hadric and Frida.
Yes.
Hadric the Smith.
Let me double check real quick. Here we go. Family ledger. That was the runesmith that made a pact with the ruby dragon.
Yes.
That was Uldmar, Brackenbrick, and Mordra Strongbow.
Oldmar. Got it. There we go. So Oldmar Brackenbrick.
Yes.
There we go.
Uldmar.
My great-grandfather, Oldmar, he made that.
This is exquisite work.
I agree. My great-grandfather, and this is maybe why things tend to be so, as he gestures up and down and then points over to our good boy Rao, was Cosmord.
Oh,
My family tends to have connections going back to something in blood.
well, that's
And
certainly...
now... Well, go on.
I was about to say, it's starting to make a lot of sense. Do you have direct blood relations with a dwarven god?
But that's not the end of my legacy somehow. I know these things because of divine communion, if you're aware of that, and because of visions told. I relive these things. Yes, it came to me in a dream, but it's still true. Otherwise, the magic wouldn't work.
Well, he's always told me that a lot of strange things can come in dreams that eventually turn out to be true. Dreams have this strange way of giving one foresight.
And what about when it gives one hindsight to a life never lived?
Well, that is certainly unusual, but not improbable.
Eh? Now, what if that gives one hindsight? Well, it takes you to a silver crown adorned with metal like that, as he points to the ring, at the base of a great figure in a lake of lava. It's a bit foreboding. But
It certainly sounds it.
I need to be able to figure out what that is. The only thing I know is a legend that it's made of the breath of a dragon. And supposedly, Oldmar made a pact with a dragon that's underneath Mountain Hollow. Rather, Dune Hollow, I should say.
I'm just going to DM you something real quick.
Okay. He's going off of just the brief memory. Let me go to that DM. He's going off to the brief memory and the flashes of that one dream. Let me see the DM.
And that's only because
Aha!
of your insane insight.
My insane passive 25 or whatever, 24. You know, one of these, as he pops open the buttons of his shirt and shows the ruby dragon tattoo on his chest.
She briefly kind of shields her eyes for a moment as she sees just your belly in its entirety. Very nice, Angus.
Alright, and he buttons up. And he reaches into his bag of holding and he pulls out the ruby shard. One of these.
Ah, right. May I?
Only if you give it back.
Certainly. But she kind of takes the small ruby, the small ruby shard in her hand, sort of turns it one way then the other. Once again, she kind of speaks a subtle phrase in demonic, and her eyes flash up in that beautiful violet light again. Yes, I can see the direct connection.
And this was left in the wake of a battlefield. Over there by Fairholm. To the south of the capital when the Greenskins invaded. One of my companions found this and was kind enough to give it to me as a gift. It's the only connection I have to my grandfather's legacy. My only connection other than his ring.
Angus, you are giving me quite a buffet of information here.
I don't mean to overload.
Oh, certainly not.
I figured if I'm going to ask for something as absurd as a fabled mythical metal, well, you might as well know the reason why and anything to support that it's possible. So he kind of just throws his hands up in the air.
Angus,
gestures.
I can... As she places her hand on your shoulder, hands you back the shard. I know you're certainly very passionate about this, and that is very admirable. Well, you can take things one at a time. I'd be happy to help research about this orichalcum. I've certainly got an idea of what it is, thanks to your ring. She hands that back to you as well. But I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to find much. But I'll do what I can.
Not much is more than nothing.
Indeed.
I'm literally going off of lost relics and divine prophecy. Whatever you give me, I'll be grateful for.
Lost relics and divine prophecy is what I specialize in, my friend.
Oh? I don't have a fancy doodad to hand over, but if you help me figure out how to make that, well, you'll probably be one of the first to ever have anything made of it again.
She gives you a smile. Well, it will certainly... perhaps if I can get a matching bracelet to this one. She kind of delicately lifts her sleeve and shows you this beautiful elemental bracelet that Velen made.
You're gonna squint at it. He's gonna kind of as he twists his head around and looks at it.
No, I'm only half joking, of course. But yeah, I should be happy to help you research this.
I'd struggle to make something as beautiful and in the shape of that, but I'd be very willing to try.
Oh, there's no compulsion. Please, don't feel like you have to. But when I find the time, I will gather what I can, and I shall return to you with the information I can retrieve.
Very good. I appreciate you. That's all I really wanted to ask. He'll take back the items.
She gives you a
Hopefully-
nod.
Seeing these give you some sort of belief that it's more than just a fairy tale.
It certainly opened my
Maybe
eyes, I will say that much.
You could say that. Speaking of opening eyes, I've got a few eyes to open up later today. Doing a bit of a presentation, you see.
So I've heard.
Did you happen to like the breakfast?
Oh, it was absolutely divine, dear.
Well, later, and perhaps the wealthiest, most influential court of the city, I'll be doing a bit of a demonstration. And, an announcement. An auction of sorts. A meal ticket to eat that again. So if you wish for seconds, you're welcome to join later this evening.
I shall certainly find the time.
Alright. Well, I need to go set up. I shall stop taking all of your precious time away. Thank you for sharing it.
And, don't worry. Your secrets are safe with me.
I appreciate it. If it got out that I had something like this, well, those who might want to take it may do so.
There'll be a lot of,
And you'd never have a matching bracelet.
yes, there'll be a lot of blades at your throat.
Wouldn't be the first.
Right, I shall leave you to your business. I shall, see you later this evening.
Right then. He slaps a knee and gets up and begins to waddle off.
Alright.
This ungrateful bitch. Already looking for an upgrade to the very nice thing I made her. God.
I mean,
Not an upgrade,
um,
a matching pair.
mhm.
And a accoutrement.
She didn't say replacement.
So greedy.
She literally boasted about it and said, "Look how nice this is. Could you make something
I
to
know,
match
I'm
this
being a shit.
niceness?"
It's just when it's like, I have this.
It
really
would
nice
take a
thing.
literal
one.
divine metal to match your craftsmanship, bro. You are
Oh, yeah.
Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
I know, it's just funny. She's definitely, Indulgence has definitely got the hooks in her.
Alright, so, Angus, as you make your way towards the Serpent Bazaar. Or at least, no, you're doing that this evening, aren't you?
That will be this evening. Before
Right.
is preparation.
Alright, so
That-
what is your preparation?
For the sake of involving other players, touching base with our good friend Zerth, since he was willing to write something up, as well as checking in with Rao after that breakfast ordeal.
Alright. So, Zerth and Rao, as Angus approaches the both of you, one after the other. Or both, at the same time, who knows. You have the floor.
Well,
I'll oblige you. Or, I mean, I guess it also depends on who Angus goes to first.
Yep.
probably Zerth.
All right.
Well, actually, we just had breakfast and was just past it. He's probably going to check in on Rao first, since he just had a divine experience.
Yeah.
Not to downplay his care for Zerth, but you know,
That's fine. I mean, Zerth wasn't there, so it makes sense.
Oh.
yeah. Poor Zerth. You
All
know
right.
he saved him something.
Probably.
So, are you good for a scene?
You asking?
You.
Yep.
Cool. He will approach you. So, lad, are you a divine conduit like that often? Given your whole totemic work, as he wiggles his finger at you.
How long is this after the divine intervention? Are we talking minutes or seconds?
Oh, it's been a few minutes.
Has anyone broken the news to him yet? Rao was not present for the divine intervention.
Boy was possessed, he don't got no clue what just happened.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I guess he just kind of looks at you. He'll just look at Angus with a raised brow and a confused look. I guess breakfast was good. Divine, perhaps.
You guess? What, did you not like it?
No, I ran out before I could finish it. One moment I was eating, and the next someone had stolen my portion.
What? Lad? Did you not remember?
Remember what? I was sitting here when you made breakfast.
The fucking golden twat. The ray of sun. The dude that came out as, I am the one they call a chariot. I will judge thee. You know?
What are you talking about?
Do you at least remember the part where we were starting to commune?
Yes, I
And then the
remember.
light came through the window.
I remember making our prayers and blessing the food and then eating, and then suddenly I was out of food.
Do you remember the third prayer? The one asking where if they would like to join us for food. And they said yes. And then a golden twat came down into your body and ate your food.
I think at this point Rao is gonna... Yeah, that's a good reaction. Thank you, Spice.
What he said.
So,
Yeah.
I think Rao's gonna stand up. What do you mean, possessed?
You know, possessed.
He's gonna look down.
Took
Oh,
over
yeah.
your body.
So, I guess his gold armor would have activated, and maybe it's stayed activated, and that'll be like his only clue, because he didn't use the command word to summon his armor. Rao's gonna like look down at his hands with the golden half plate armor, skin armor. I don't know what to call it. What's it called again?
It is called Molten Gold Tattoos.
Molten gold tattoos. Yeah, he'll look down at all the activated molten gold. He'll look back at Angus like a bewildered look. Were the gods truly here? Did I miss it?
Well, I wouldn't say you missed it. You were definitely present for it. Or at least they were present in you.
He'll sit back down and put his head in his hands. I was a divine vessel for the gods, and I wasn't even here to witness them.
Well, if you get any acid reflux, you could probably taste what they tasted. That's pretty close, right?
He's just gonna put his head down on the table now.
Oh.
My
Fudgy.
chance at meeting the gods.
Oh. Well, anybody can meet the gods. In fact, probably everybody will, once they get there, you know, as he does the thumb across the neck. But you got to be a vessel for the gods.
I had so many
Hills.
questions. I've thought for years all the things I might ask them. All the secrets we don't know. And they were here. I didn't get my chance.
Well, to be fair, he was busy eating. He wasn't really talking. I don't think anyone would have had a chance anyway.
I'll expedite the scene. I think Rao's gonna stand up and say and ask to be excused to go reflect on some things.
Okay.
All right. Well, if it would make you feel any better, lad, you might have a chance to later. If why don't you come join me later on in the bazaar? One of those cool atoll will be coming.
Of
They
course.
said yes, lad.
You'll find me in my usual place in the bazaar. Fetch me when you need me. Until then, I'll be doing some introspection.
Aye, lad, take care. Poor fella didn't even get to taste his own breakfast.
Oh dear. Alright, so what's Angus doing next? If anything.
Fucking say something, y'all bitches.
Anyone who do anything?
Anyone doing anything?
Angus, you asked Angus what he wants to do, so if he's not responding,
Yeah. We just
Yeah.
waiting for
Atlas,
him.
blink 12 times if you're in duress.
Oh,
I heard a brush.
Hello?
yeah, there he
There
is.
we go.
There he is.
There we
There
go.
we go. I don't know what the fuck happened. I had to reset my headset. Yeah, as you said, well, off to go bring leftovers to Zerth.
Okay. Where is Zeth
There
right
we go.
now?
Let's see, it's still morning. He's probably sleeping in with his magnificent mansion.
Okay. And his magnificent mansion is where?
Probably just on, what's the same place that Ida and Tuli are staying?
The Veiled Ziggurat.
So I think he probably just chose an outer wall of the Veiled Ziggurat and made the door there.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
he's just, yeah, he's chilling. So, but not to cancel out any potential RP. Let's say Zerth told Angus that he's staying at the Veiled Ziggurat, which technically he is. And so let's just say when Angus walks there, he will see Zerth coming out of an invisible door in the wall.
Angus just thinks to himself for a moment. So that's how he does it. And he just thinks to all the times Zerth has just kind of been somewhere. It's like, hold on, I left before you. You left after me. But you're here before me.
Just
I'm
Zerth
not going to
things.
think about it too much.
just Zerth things.
That's just that's just how he does things.
That's just how he rolls. So yeah, and he'll of course very easily see his old friend. It's like, Angus, good morning, my friend. How fare you today?
Pretty good. I got to speak to some kind of divine twat this morning. He was
Kind of
a
tilts his
great
head.
and mighty chariot. As he strikes a silly face and pose, as he tries to mimic the imposing warrior's voice.
I have
It
not,
fails comedically.
I was like, I have never heard of a dwarven god chariot.
No. It's some warrior god champion person here.
Oh, Taos?
Sure. I'll be honest, I didn't
Interesting.
quite get the name. I was busy cooking. Speaking of cooking, I have leftovers for you.
Oh, fantastic. And he's
I have
just gonna
kept them warm.
forge clerics, walking heaters. He'll put his hands out for their food.
That's feeding.
Feed.
I need
and
your
then he's
honest
gonna.
opinion of it.
He's like, okay, and then he will, I guess. Angus creates Tupperware, and he's going to open it or unwrap it, however he
Replicate
does,
Pyrex.
and then eat, and then probably be outrageously amazed, like, oh wow, Angus, this is very good.
Well, thank you.
What doll is this? I do not know I've ever had food quite as good before. Are you practicing for the announcement we will be doing later today?
He snaps his fingers. Sharp as a tack as always. That's the plan. I was hoping on making this meal and presenting it during the Spirit Festival, Night of whatever. I can't remember the name of it here. They use funny sounding words.
They were, they honored their dead.
Yes.
I feel like that would probably be an interesting day for you as well, given the propensity for dwarves to talk to their dead.
Aye. It
Have you
should
given
be
any
fun.
thought to potentially having any dwarven ancestors appear without your need for casting spells?
Kind of thinks about it. Yep. I haven't seen Ma since I was a wee boy. I'm curious if her face looks like what I remember. I never got to say goodbye to Pa, so that might be nice. As far as anything else, though, I know the ferryman tends to pass over brawn to me. That will be neat. What of you, friend? With all your years, surely you've seen those come and go.
Not too many years, but nobody tugging on my thoughts and prayers. Everyone that I have liked or love is still alive, luckily. And I do not have any propensity or want to meet my mother and father again.
And I imagine they've talked about that being a bit of a sore point.
Yes.
Or at least, yeah.
Given their given their history together and their friendship, I'm sure Zerth has mentioned the fact that his mother and father essentially pimped him out to nobles.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you might enjoy meeting mine at least. If you think my cooking is good, you should meet Hilda. She's the one who actually wrote the recipes.
No, yes, I would be happy to see it, and I'm sure they will love to hear all the fantastic stories I have of you, good or ill.
Oh.
Mostly
Speaking
good,
of
mostly
fantastic
good.
stories,
Mhm.
I'm going to be announcing in a fantastic story a little later. The plan for that, as he points to the leftovers, offer it to the gods and auction off a single meal ticket to eat a divine meal amongst divine beings. You're all invited, of course.
Of course.
I was looking at announcing it later, and I know I asked about the songs. I was curious if this evening is too soon.
No, I spent most of last night, aside from a few hours of,
Entertaining.
Yes, of course. Writing the music and composing. I have an idea of it can be adjusted depending on exactly how you wish to present your opportunity. But no, I have everything ready. The way that you talked about it yesterday, I thought it would happen that night, but given the fact that you never reached out again, I assumed that perhaps you were mistaken or your nights got mixed up. But no, I am more than ready to go.
Ah, yes. No, sorry. Perfect. Alright. Then we should meet up there later this evening. Before I do, I've asked
What is there specifically?
that fancy quarter. Was it the Serpent something?
Oh, the Serpent's Bazaar, where they have all the shops and whatnot?
Ah, I believe that's it. Where money goes to go away. Or be me.
As with most bazaars, yes. But yes, of course. How about I swing by the mansion that Varesh has for you, and then we will go from there.
Lad, I think
would
that's
you like to have
wonderful.
it? Would you wish to do it before sundown? After?
After sundown would be best. I want to do something bright and showy, and it would go well against the night sky.
Of course.
Or at
then
least-
I shall arrive at least at sundown.
Aye. Sundown should be best. Don't want to be too dark you can't see, but dark enough that my little light shows, as he kind of gestures to his wand of pyrotechnics, would actually be visible.
Oh, do not worry about putting on a show. I have something planned.
Okay. I have one thing planned too. It's a little bit showy, but it's a creature, so.
Of course. Once again, my efforts can be adjusted.
Alright. Before I head off, is there anything that you need, lad?
Do you have some salt?
Yes. I have all kinds of salt. See, fine, granule, or pink.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't hear your mic. What, can you give me those options
Oh.
again?
See, fine, large granule, or pink.
I have not ordered this pink salt, so let's go with that.
Ah, there you go. You hold out this very sort of crystalline pink salt. And he'll give you a vial portion of it. That's enough.
Yes, Earth will very lightly pour it like it's salt. You don't want to go too heavy with it.
I was just about to say, like, imagine asking Angus for ketchup.
Well, it's salt, not ketchup. There's a very marked
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Like, yeah, do you have some A1 steak sauce for this steak? Yeah, Earth will very lightly dust and then hand the salt back and then just keep munching. It's like, but, given the fact that my day is mostly free, is there anything else that I can help you with before the sundown?
Well, I'm gonna set up a fancy temple. If you wish to loiter about and maybe play songs and earn coin.
Of course, that is my favorite thing.
Aye. Right next to food is money. Okay,
And,
off to
and
the
the
serpents,
pyramids.
who's it call it?
And yeah, Zerth's gonna, I guess, Zerth and Angus gonna go, and there's gonna be kind of a, while they're there, of course, he's setting up his temple and whatnot, but Zerth is also going to be like, okay, is this where we're gonna have the presentation? Is this what's gonna happen? Just, you know, the small logistics here and there of what's gonna occur later.
All right.
And so I will have the ability to rest and get my spells back in time, since I need 2 7th levels for this. I'll be doing it early in the morning. I will go ahead and do this. Over the next hour.
Temple of the Gods. Okay, so as you make your way towards the bazaar, preparing your various components needed for this spell, you do see at the very eastern edge is let me bring up the map. You can see a space is currently being set up for this temple. You can see guards are sort of being cordoning off an area from the public around. Let me bring up the map here. Right here. Around this this specific corner, you can see Varesh is actually speaking to a number of the guards. Which of you has the highest passive perception, actually?
14.
I'm guessing between Tim and Zerth.
Yeah.
Perception 16.
16. Zerth would notice very, very subtly. There is the brief exchanging of gold between hands, between Varesh's bodyguards. These two massive mountain folk and a number of the guards here are currently cordoning off this specific area from the rest of the public. This about 120 foot by 120 foot space. This square area. You can see a couple of people are gathering around, trying to figure out what's going on here. Why have the guards cordoned off this corner of the market?
Zerth, I guess, is going to go into performance mode and start talking about the spectacle to come. And look at you, behold the dwarven architecture that will soon appear, and yada yada yada, this, that.
All right.
It's like a temple dedicated to the gods, both foreign and domestic.
Go ahead and make a performance check, as Angus is just about to start the completion of the Temple of the Gods spell.
Right.
22. A large crowd is starting to gather here. There is also, as Angus has sort of wandered into the centre of this space, or rather, sort of just in front of the space, he kind of, how does this look?
Well, Janner,
Mhm.
I may need to lean on you for this a little bit. He's using the same golden decorated skull that was used to make a pact with Banzala by Braun and the Mortome Council Chamber. He's using that as his divine focus to create this Omni Temple that is dedicated to the living gods.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that would look. I imagine it's very similar in design to, let's say, what have you, the current ziggurats that they have, but there's that very much Art Deco dwarven influence to a lot of things. There's a lot of the similar sort of like Aztec type carvings of art and of people, and as they would do the faces on the runic calendars that they had, those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But much of it is mixed with like dwarven faces and styles, since he doesn't know quite enough of their own to make it that detailed in regards to like, oh, it's a depiction of the entire religious history, but rather than this is the classic symbols, the dedication, the way you go about it, the fundamentals he learned in Banzala's temple. And he's trying to respectfully honor and emulate that, done through the filter of a slightly different architecture, enough that it stands out as a unique ziggurat amongst everything. And it's this pyramidal type tower, similar to an hourglass, where it then inverts and there's a base at the top for him to be able to stand and present.
Ooh, okay. So
Anything else would be you needing to describe.
Gotcha. So this square-shaped, sort of hourglass-shape ziggurat. It's like one ziggurat inverted on top of another. You can see
Exactly.
this beautiful black basalt begins to spread throughout the entirety of the cordoned off area, turning the sort of hardened limestone or sandstone here into this black colour, polished black like obsidian. And gradually you watch as blocks begin to raise, each assembling themselves one by one. Some of the guards kind of call out to the rest of the crowd, "Clear the area! Step back, stay calm!" A chorus of voices erupts from every direction. Gasps, shouts, laughter, questions, prayers. Dozens of people surging forward, crowding the newly formed plaza, and with Zerth's help with a 22 performance check, creating this incredible ambience for people to get whipped up into this frenzy of curiosity. Others press close to study the obsidian walls or reach trembling hands towards some of the blue spectral glowing runes, Banzalan runes etched into the temple facade. Children crane their necks to glimpse images of this strange golden ticket etched into the stone, a representative of your purpose here. Street performers stare mid-act, frozen, mouths open. Someone begins to chant Banzala's name in rhythm, with the drum beat still echoing from somewhere deeper in the bazaar. A heavy silence hangs in the air for half a breath, and the bazaar erupts. Gasps, shouts, laughter, a dozen languages overlapping in confusion and wonder. Children scream with delight and terror. Merchants stumble from their stalls to gawk at the temple's blackened stonework and golden bonework. You hear the snap of a banner pole falling, a loot dropping from some other performer elsewhere in the bazaar, glass breaking somewhere in the din. Someone yells out, "It just rose out from the ground!" Some Carthan intermediary, some Carthan noble. Another mutters a prayer to a different god altogether. You can see one Banzalan priest drops to his knees and starts weeping. Two women begin sketching the temple furiously into their notebooks. Nearby, a group of nobles in veils huddle together, eyes wide and glittering behind their masks. You have created a spectacle here in the Serpent Bazaar, Angus, and likely a lot more people are going to start gathering.
I'm sorry, you cut off after spectacle. What did you say?
You have created a spectacle here in the bazaar, and very likely a lot more people are likely to gather.
Ooh. I think it worked, lad. Well, do you think I should make the announcement for tonight, or wait until there's a few more?
Zerth is gonna kind of sit there, and he's still, plucking and playing with his fiddle and stuff like that, using thaumaturgy to have accompanying instruments here and there. It's like, well, I mean, we can always wait for, it depends on how big the word of mouth you wish to have. You can always wait for a little bit more to gather, but we will eventually have to write the word of mouth. So I say perhaps maybe 25-30 more minutes. Get everyone in the local area of the Serpent Bazaar would likely have come to look, and then at that point make the announcement.
That's a good thought of it. Alright then.
At that point, you can see Varesh kind of pushing away through the crowds. The guards, the bribed guards, let her pass. She kind of climbs up the front of the temple, making her way up towards where I presume you both are, at the top of the temple here.
Yep.
Well, that was certainly a spectacle.
Wait till you see the inside.
Do you have
With
any
that-
plans to begin soon, or should we wait until tonight?
Oh, I was going to make an announcement that I will be making an announcement tonight.
Very good thinking.
Well, with that, he's going to knock on the door and throw open the doors to the temple.
The entire the crowd begins to sort of back up a moment, unsure of what's happened. There's a chattering in the native tongue, panicked, slightly bewildered, others awe-inspired.
With that, he will designate. May no undead cross this threshold. This is the divide between living and death, the natural orders. Both stages sacred and protected here. Come, see the temple. Relish the great gods before their days do come, and a grand ceremony in the Ring of Claws. Do not be shy, and he will step in himself.
From the edges of the plaza, you can see a couple of, or rather, you hear a couple of whistles shriek. Short, sharp, authoritative. Clad in obsidian-laced armor and feathered mantles, you can see from somewhere else in the bazaar, a couple of Zakezel guards begin forcing their way through the crowd. A dozen guards in formation, pikes upright, eyes alert, moving with trained discipline and confused urgency. There's a number of backs and forths between the local guard that Bresh has hired, and a number of the guard that are sort of beginning to intervene here.
Jenner, I have a question.
Yes.
Given what Angus just said, I know in the necropolis there were a bunch of sacred undead.
Mm-hmm.
Are there? How many have Zerth seen going around Tech Tahos?
Not many. In fact, probably none. That is definitely more of a Kingdom of Banzol cultural thing.
Okay, so they don't have those gilded skeletons or anything walking around Tech Tahos?
No.
Okay, just making sure Angus didn't do a huge social faux pas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So Zerth is going to kind of see this hubbub going down, and he's going to very subtly, as subtly as a brightly colored demon can, kind of go down the steps and see if he can listen in on what's happening.
There's with your you've got that circlet, don't you? Comprehend languages. You kind of click the gem in the center of the forehead, and you hear one of them, presumably from what you hear, some sort of captain of the guard, kind of shout out, "Who authorized this structure? Who cast this?" One officer, older, with gold threaded braids and jaguar skull pauldrons, kind of stares up at this newly formed temple. They form this brief cordon, sort of arms out, voices raised, trying to stem the tide of spectators pressing forward. A younger guard, you hear, in Toshan, shouts out to another, It just appeared, sir. There was no foundation, nothing. It's divine magic." You want
Zerth is going to look at Varesh, who and see how she's going to respond to this, because apparently she bribed people, but
Yeah,
not the right people.
you see her kind of shaking her head, and she begins walking her way into the crowd. She holds out her hand, speaking in Tosian. Alright, nobody panic. It's alright, we're not under attack. Talking to the guard captain. We're not under attack, it's just, a miracle. Captain, I do apologize. I probably should have told you earlier. This particular cleric is under my patronage. He is one of the entrants in the Ring of Cross. I can assure you he means no harm. No one here is in danger. It is safe to enter. She kind of looks around for wherever Angus is.
Angus went inside. Zerth's going to kind of sidle up beside
Angus
her.
is standing just within the threshold as a look. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he probably sees like the line of guards cordoning off. But yeah, Zerth's going to kind of sidle up beside Varesh. Captain, my friend, it is so good for you to come to the grand opening of the magnificent temple. It is so good to have such an authority figure here to show that it is both safe and acknowledged that this divine structure brought from the gods themselves, blessed by both Banzala and the Dwarven ancestors, here to share the divine will, joy, and entertainment to the people of Tetahos.
Resh nods. Exactly, my friend here, Zerth Lucius. You will certainly.
There's a very dramatic bow.
He is a friend of mine as well. I can certainly vouch for his words as well. You will find no magical instability here, no aggression, no disruption beyond the spectacle. It is divine magic from the gods themselves. It is part of my friend Angus's rites. Think of it as religious outreach. A little bit dramatic, but no more dangerous than a temple bell ringing at dawn.
Once again, we come here on behalf of Banzala himself.
Exactly.
Is this audible from where I'm at, just at the threshold, or are they far enough away?
I'd say, given the din of the crowds, it's going to require a perception check for this.
And I guess technically
Okay.
the circlet of... Okay, I guess it also depends. The circle of comprehension doesn't let Zerth speak language, just understand. So he probably wouldn't understand the languages being spoken at Zerth, but he could hear Zerth's responses.
Yeah.
If he makes the roll.
Yeah, I'd say, go ahead and make a perception check for me. This is you
got
trying
it.
to
You know
listen
what?
over the roar of the crowds.
I'm gonna actually forego that. I trust my friend.
Okay.
Instead, what I'm going to do, since I can dictate the appearance of everything on the inside, as he steps in, be like, all right, suit yourself if you don't want to come in. He's gonna step and he's gonna clap his hands, and little braziers on the outside that would hold flames erupt into blue and green flames, continual flames, so non-actually burning fire that is not fire. And the inside illuminates large vertical columns, each section showing a different living god and something dedicated to them, made out of things like jade, illustrious deep green emeralds, rune gold. Things that, rather than just the city of gold, something that is beyond it, everything inlaid with silver. It is a sparkling treasure within, including things like, the obsidian all throughout it. All sorts of rare metals and materials, flexing a little bit of the forge work, right? And all underneath a mixture of that blue and green flame light that, when mixtures together, makes that golden light so that literally glows gold where they mix. And at the very end, at the opposite side of the door, largest of the statues would be Tahos and Banzala. Left and right, each side, equal importance.
Ooh,
So
okay.
sort of seeing that light is going to kind of like glance and then like step to the side so the captain can see it, and he's going to motion like, "Look, Captain, it awaits you. Come." And he's going to kind of not put an arm. He's not going to be as presumptuous as that, but he's going to kind of make a motion, kind of like trying to push the captain forward, like, "Come and see for yourself. The mixture of multiple deities, a dedication to all."
I will say, make me a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
31.
Bards.
And with that, the captain. See, the sort of scowl in his face seems to fluctuate between "I don't trust you" to genuine curiosity. He doesn't take your arm, but he sort of readies his shield and spear and begins to step forward, using his spear like a walking stick. He's going to go in first to just check if it's safe for the public.
Yeah, quick. Like while he's going, are the guards still like cordoning off, or are they watching their captain?
This, you can see they are sort of cordoning off the area, and some of them are actually watching the captain go by. Mostly their focus is on the crowd to make sure no one's stupid enough to go past and go into a strange temple that's just risen out of the ground.
And so he's gonna look to the guards and it's gonna be like, "Are you going to leave your captain to face it alone? Come, everybody, come." And he's gonna start walking like purposely, like with the air of confidence that only a fucking bard can have, towards the temple, like, and he's going to pick up a very jaunty, on his golden violin, a jaunty tune, kind of a walking tune that gets you to want to have your feet moving. He's going to Pied Piper the crowd into the temple.
I will say, make me, and this will be another persuasion check.
All right.
Not with advantage this
Not
time.
advantage. How about a nat 20?
Fucking hell. You do see a couple of guards begin to break off to follow their captain, two flanking them. Just keeping an eye. I'll say you're not going to get the entire crowd to force their way past the cordon, but
I just need a few people to get past.
Yeah.
And eventually the rest will come.
Yeah, you managed to convince two guards to follow their captain inside, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. And eventually, as they pass through as this trio passes through the doors, they see this magnificent black obsidian temple, various pillars representing the 5 living gods, each dressed in immaculate precious gemstones and various precious metals. What be the meaning of this? What be this strange temple about?
This? Well, this is the Divine Temple of the 5. Welcome in.
The captain.
This is a miracle that will last for not but 1 day. This time tomorrow it will be gone, and your temple returned for normal. Should you wish to make a prayer 1 step from their home, you are welcome here. In their honor.
There's a look of confusion and a little bit of suspicion from the captain. He kind of signals to the other two guards that have joined him here to spread out across the temple, check for any traps, anything that might seem off. As you can see them sort of tapping their spears against the stone, the various statues, making sure nothing's off. And eventually, when I assume nothing is off, they return.
Nothing should be off.
They return to the captain and give him the nod. A kind of signal with the quick gesture of the hand. The perimeter sort of begins to reform outside, wider now, controlled, disciplined, and eventually the captain gives you a nod, Angus. Makes his way outside, as do the other two. And you over here, Zerth, on the other guards. Captain says we're green. Hurry them in small groups. No loitering, no touching the walls. And the guards begin organising curious onlookers. Gently but firmly. Some speak with calming words, others holding their pikes vertically, a quiet warning against foolishness. A woman in veils...
No shenanigans.
Yep, no shenanigans. A woman in veils murmurs a prayer as she's escorted in. A trio of merchant apprentices, still clutching skewers of roast meat, whisper excitedly and try to peek in through the doors. A street priest presses a small bone charm to the threshold before entering. And gradually, one by one, the crowds begin to filter in. Small groups at first, and then the guards begin to organise them in small groups located across the interior of the temple. The entirety of the crowd hasn't been able to fit into the temple, it's that large right now. And still growing, it seems.
Can I
While this
locate
is...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
You first.
I was actually just about to do the same thing. Like, while this is happening,
Keep bumping into each other.
yeah, it's like, but Zer's gonna kind of look at Varesh like, I take it the guards you bribed were not the right guards? Or did your rival perhaps try to throw a stick in what you had planned?
I was thinking the former, but now that you mention the second... She kind of looks around the crowd, trying to peer through the various faces. And then she shrugs and she doesn't see anything of note. I do not know.
Zer's gonna look to Angus.
Well, I don't know about the guards. Maybe he just has a stick up in his ass. As I would say any good god captain should.
There
Their
are...
job to keep people safe from anything strange. This is strange.
That is very true. Some guards also have scruples.
Let them. A scruple against a divine temple doesn't seem like a wise thing to hold. Speaking of holding, I should hold their attention. Excuse me. Excuse me.
The chatter
He shouts out to the group.
The chatter is high in this temple. It's difficult to get a word in or even make yourself heard over the crowd until eventually you kind of have to bellow out loud as you set yourself atop the top of the stairs here between the statue of Banzala and Tahos. Eventually, the crowd quiets down.
Everyone, this is a miracle that will last not but a day. but it is only the first of two. Later this evening, just as the sun sets beyond the sea, you shall see a prophet, a flying snake through the sky, a truth speaker, shall come and tell you a mythical legend. A very servant of Quetzalcoatl will visit us just at dusk. There'll be a grand announcement with a seat and a meal next to a god. And in not but a few moments, you will see Runegold itself appear from the air. A golden ticket.
Gasps ring through the crowd, especially at the mention of this flying serpent of Quetzalcoatl. Chatter begins to erupt once more in the crowd. Confusion, awe, mixture of wonder and curiosity. You don't exactly understand the native language here, Toshan, but you can definitely tell the sense that you're getting from it.
Since Zerth can tell the language, what sense is he getting from it?
There are some in the crowd who are kind of shrugging their shoulders and sort of scoffing at the idea. This strange foreign cleric that's just somehow created this strange temple in the middle of the Serpent Bazaar. This outsider. There are also others who are enraptured by this spectacle. There are those who are cautiously optimistic about it. There is definitely a mixture here.
Alright. Yeah, Zerth's gonna look at Angus and just kind of give him the rundown of the reactions and be like, that display you have later tonight, we will try to make sure it lives up to their expectations.
Hey. I have a question. Seeing as this is a divine temple of the gods, would this count as a significant holy place, also in the city of the living gods?
What are you trying to achieve? Or what would you like to achieve?
Well, I'm standing between the two statues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost the Spirit's Eve, or what is it?
Eve of Souls. Eve of Souls.
Eve of Souls? I remember him talking about the limitations of it, and this seems like might be one of the things that work within those limitations. I would like to look to honestly, a little bit more carefully made statue of Bonzala, since he's seen him. Well, this doesn't seem like a lot of merriment. They're all anxious. What say you? I didn't say they couldn't be here, I just said they couldn't cross the threshold. Do you wish to send any of your servants? They could serve my food and drink, bring some smiles, maybe a little bit of fun. As he offers a little prayer to the temple, or to the statue of Bonzala. And he sets down the little gold filigree skull.
Go ahead and make me a religion check. With advantage.
And I'm going to go ahead and also do the whole guidance Mikey help thing on that as well.
Yep, so 2d4. 20 plus
25.
As you're saying this prayer, out into the ether, asking, bearing your soul to this statue of Banzala, this kind of squat figure, this sort of squat and muscular, obsidian skin inlaid with gold, obsidian skull for a face, this broad crown of feathers that arcs in this semicircle. You can see two skull-faced hounds resting beneath his hands, like the arms of a chair. You sense that coldness in the back of your mind.
I hear him laugh in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, someone's laughing.
Later tonight.
Good enough for me. And then he will reach out, get his bag, holding the orange alchemical jug, and he's going to begin giving out free beer.
All right.
And with that, he will give out the free beer and he will retire to take his rest finally,
Okay.
so we can get back his other 7th level spell slot.
Gotcha. Okay. Merriment.
And that's all I'll do.
This-
If we want to pivot to Avon and other players, I feel
Yeah.
bad taking so long.
Thus begins the heart of merriment. But today, here in the Serpent Bazaar, as drinks are handed out, Zertha begins a jaunty tune here in the temple. It is the gradually over the course of the day, we'll say, it becomes the talk of the city. In fact, rumor is spreading very quickly. Let's pivot over to Vellum.
What?
What's Vellum doing right now?
What time of day is it?
It's getting towards, I will say, early afternoon, about 1 o'clock, maybe 2.
Oh, well, let me check his schedule that I wrote down. He'd probably just sort of be coming off his lunch break. So getting himself geared up to get back to work.
Okay,
Making his way out to the gardens.
gotcha. We'll switch over to the estate gardens then. Yeah, we're going to
By the way,
do
don't think I've forgotten what we talked about, buddy. We're gonna make that deadline.
Oh, yeah. That's only got one more day on it, so.
Yeah. Just want to make sure you remembered.
Oh, I know. And this is very important to Angus and his goals. And I definitely, there's plenty of time. We got like 4 days.
So, the forge sings beneath your hands, iron against anvil, heat rising in waves that shimmer in the air, focused through that singular lens that you were gifted so long ago. In the shade of Varesh's gardens, time seems to stretch and settle. The jungle breathes around you. I'll say Varesh has sort of departed for the meantime as Angus is getting settled into his rhythm for the rest of the day, and she's making her way back to the estate.
Quick pause, Jenner.
Mhm.
I don't know whether Discord is auto-adjusting you again or something like that,
dear.
but you're getting cut off at certain points.
Hang on, maybe noise suppression's on.
Yeah, your gate is also, your gate might be fucked up.
Yeah. I'll
Fancy voices be fucking you up.
I'll turn off the noise suppression on Discord.
I'm just about to say, this sounds
Yeah.
like the same problem you had when you had issues originally with the Von Zollen voice simulator.
Okay, hang on. All right, we'll try it now. Let me know if I'm cutting out. So we'll say for the meantime, Varash has departed Angus's temple in the Seventh Bazaar, and she's back on her way to, over the course of late morning, towards her estate. And throughout the morning, after you take your lunch break and then come back for the moment, after about an hour or so, she's there. She's taken to sort of watching you from her upper balcony, just at a distance, in silence, with a bit of wine in her hand.
Is she being subtle about it, or just sort of not even trying to hide?
It's she has that sort of quiet intensity that's easy to miss unless you're looking for it. There's a...
Fuck it, I'll roll a perception.
Sure, go
Film
ahead.
is focused. Self-imposed checks. Wow. You notice.
You see her sort of up on the balcony of her section of the estate, her own manor that's connected to your guest house. It's when her footsteps finally cross into your awareness that she's already near. You saw her coming from a mile off.
Yeah, dude, like... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just about to say, like, during however long it takes between her starting to watch and her coming down, Vellum's, like, he's noticed she's there, but he's not really acknowledged it too much, because she lives here. Her being about is a factor. So his focus has been on his work. But yes, continue. Sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I've been thinking.
Is there a few more sort of tings, ting, ting, as reaching a point where he can pause his work? And what would you be thinking about, Miss Maska?
Well, she kind of smiles at your acknowledgement of her maiden name. A contact of mine mentioned a property just outside the city walls. Modest, a bit forgotten, but it has charm and possibilities.
This is regarding the workshop, yes.
Sharp mind, yes. I thought it might suit something a bit quieter. A storefront, a forge, a room to grow, somewhere people come for craftsmanship, not so much spectacle.
That would work. I'm making a name for myself, but especially depending on how the Ring of Claws goes, we might be popular.
My thoughts exactly. But there is a catch, of course. There always is. Overhead's no small matter. Upkeep, permits, employees. Odds, don't even get me started on staffing.
Stuffing shouldn't be a problem. I work by myself a lot of the time. As long as it's got a roof overhead and a space for the sun and places to store materials, I'm not too bothered.
Well, I can't do it alone. Not in the way I'd want to. I would need someone solid. Someone who builds with purpose. She kind of rests her hand lightly against the rune gold necklace at her collarbone, the one you crafted her. Her thumb brushes
Those
the
are
rune.
earrings, not necklaces.
Oh, earrings. The earrings you crafted for her. The touch lingers. But I won't move forward unless it feels right. Though, maybe we could go see it together? You'd know in minutes if it was worth our time. All I need is your word to take that first look.
Sort of, he's been, you know, not like completely ignoring her visually, but his work doesn't stop. So he's sort of been keeping his hands busy as they talk. But at the notion of going off to see this place, he looks up at the sky and sort of fucks what time of day it is. And how far out of the walls would this be?
It is in the valley. It is in a fairly quiet area. Not but perhaps a half an hour's travel on foot. We don't have to go see it now, but I can set up something.
No, better to get it done now.
Well,
Dark, I won't be able to see much of it in the light, but the light is important.
What I am saying is I would have to let the proprietors know that we're coming, and I would have to set up a viewing of the place. That won't be happening today on such short notice. It's something small, but I see something bigger in it, something lasting.
Well, if it's not done today, we can make time for it tomorrow. Maybe during the lunch break or something.
Lovely. I will let you get back to it then.
Well, I don't mind the conversation, Miss Maska. I hope I'm not making too much of a racket.
Of course not. Of course not. I always, I do enjoy watching you craft. It's inspiring, almost.
Yeah, definitely not for the eye candy. Dude's got his fucking
working
shit.
under the sun and I'm all sweaty and hot, so I take my shirt off with my big muscles and strong blacksmith
I mean, you
shoulders.
joke, but that is how he works when he's in a safe environment.
I know. That's why. That's why I'm making the joke. The joke. You were literally that. Oh no, he's hot. Fucking scene, bro.
Jesus, I'm exotic.
You're not just exotic. You're handsome.
Oh, I'm dying. Let's do charisma.
As
He's buff until he takes off the magical item, making him buff.
yeah.
And then his muscles just shrink.
He's well built without
you just
the
get
gloves.
super toned.
Anyway,
As you mention additional conversation, she kind of stops for a moment. Like she's just turned away, and she kind of pauses for a good bit. She kind of fidgets with the rune gold earrings. I meant to say one more thing. I've been thinking about it, sir. About that night.
at this point, he sort of the idle work has stopped, and he gives her more of his attention.
You see her sort of subtly watching her, just drop a little sweat trail down your forearm. Her voice, when it comes again, is a bit gentler than what you're used to from her. I was embarrassed afterwards, not because of anything you did, gods, no. You were kind. You still are. I'm just not used to feeling off balance. And that night
Oh,
I
you did have a lot to drink.
Yes, and that is when I let things slip. I've played 1,000 games of intrigue, but That wasn't a game. Not with you. I
And
sup-
do you remember what I told you? What I said about the way you live your life and the worries you had about it?
I haven't forgotten it, no. I suppose what I'm trying to say is I do still think about what you said. I think about you. And that's what makes me nervous.
Well, I hope I'm not made you uncomfortable.
No, it's... I'm only uncomfortable because I worry about what the others might think. I don't want Sayun or Tasha or Angus, Liska to assume that I'm playing favorites. You're all under my patronage. You're part of something that we've built. I can't afford to be seen as compromising that.
Well, if there's anything I know about you, Miss Maska, Paresh, is that business has always been your strongest point.
Yes, but sometimes it's just nice to get away from all that as well. And be in the company of friends. But I also can't pretend I don't enjoy your company more than others. That I don't trust you. That I haven't caught myself looking for you when I walk out onto the balcony. It's comforting seeing you build things. It's grounding.
That's the same as what it does for me. Centers me, it connects me.
You remember that morning in Itzel when you and I took Vatmi into the city?
I remember. It's sort of like he's been approaching this conversation with a sort of stoic, attentive care. But the second Vadmir gets brought up, that sinks a little bit.
That little detour through the Moonlight markets, and she kept dragging us from stall to stall like we were all siblings on a holiday. Her smile turns wistful. She made me laugh in more in 2 hours than I had in weeks.
It must be difficult, the position you're in. Not just with us, but with everything. Having to guard yourself against competitors, threats, trouble. I imagine you don't get many chances to be a person instead of a presence.
See, that was the first time in a long time that I felt like I belonged. Not as a noble, not as a patron, just part of something. Like I could have a family. You and her, God, you remind me of what it's like to be seen. Not used, not feared, just seen as a person.
Pause. Better. Sorry, coughing. Drink went down the wrong way earlier, and that's paying for it. But also, Jesus Christ, what was her husband like for her to feel like this? Or her ex-husband, rather. Whew. Sorry. Onwards.
Now you're catching on, buddy.
I'm not asking for anything. Not now, but I want to be honest with you. You deserve that much. I may not know what I want yet. But I do know that what happened in itself, it wasn't nothing.
Sorry, I'm just remembering things. I remember specific wordings Velen might have said. It was a while ago. Many months of out of character time. Well, what I recall at the time, I suggested that you should live your life and enjoy it. In this moment where you weren't tethered or anyone expected anything of you. You've lived a life of expectations, after all. So if maybe you've forgotten what that is, what it is to enjoy life and not worry so much about what comes next, about the things that others want from you and expect of you. Maybe even things you want and expect of yourself. I'll be around.
Thank you for understanding. I'm sorry, I sound like a brooding adolescent.
We were all young once.
If this shop, this partnership is something you are truly interested in, I can make it happen. I'm good at fixing things when I set my mind to it. Just, promise me one thing.
What's that?
Please don't let me make a fool of myself. And don't let me forget that at the end of the day, you're not just some passing fancy. I think you're someone worth building with. Immediate flush of the cheeks. And she kind of turns around.
I appreciate that, and well, I can't say I promise too much on the making fool of yourself front, but while I'm here, I'll give this cooperative venture the attention it deserves.
She kind of looks over her shoulder and gives you a smile before she makes her way off.
And he goes back to work. Had a bit more of a cluttered mess than usual, but the rest of the day of work will sort that out.
Right. Dejar, you wanted to go to the Hunter's Keep?
Yes, 100 key.
Oh, so Jenny, you are cutting out a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh dear.
It didn't affect the scene too much, but you were having like little outages.
Oh dear.
No, again.
Okay.
I did
Let's-
everything clearly.
Let's see if I can just purely turn off.
Was it just me? Did anyone else hear the little
No,
dips? that
I've been hearing him kind of coming in and out.
Okay.
Oh, okay then.
Alright. So, you, Dejar, make your way to the Hunter's Keep.
And it again. As for me, what the fuck?
Hello? Am I cutting in and out? Can anyone hear
Where
me?
I just couldn't. You were going, and that's all I heard. What the actual fuck?
Look, it's Hank.
So, I won't go into sort of describing effectively what Liska saw last time as well, just to keep things brief.
Oh, you are super dipping in and out.
Oh,
you-
fuck's
Like
sake.
every other word.
I
Fuck.
got like 2 syllables of that entire thing.
Whatever you
Fuck's
did,
sake.
undo it.
Yeah, undo.
Okay. Hang on. Try. Can you hear me? I won't be going into detail about the description of the Hunter's Keep, what you see inside, because I've already described that to everyone as Liska went inside. Am I cutting out?
We can hear that.
Okay.
No outages in that particular string of words.
All right. So, you stand before Quarter Mistress Kaja Shivar, whose golden eye gleams behind a thick ledger. The room is quiet, save for the low crackle of braziers and the occasional scratch of quill to parchment. The weight of the keep itself is palpable. Every contract, every name, every slaying recorded like scripture. You are not with this lodge, are you? Name and mark?
Name the Harlem is here. Mark, and he shows on her, I think on the back of her neck, so he has to move her job a bit on the left side of her neck. From the Longsmore Lodge.
There's a scribble of a few notes and a few ledgers. You're not signed to a contract. You don't smell like blood. That means you're either here to sign a contract or something else.
I'm here to check on my quarry. It's the one given to me by the Mages Guild.
Which Mages Guild?
Well, the ones from Hollow. I traveled all the way from the Commonwealth. This mark is rather politically charged.
You speak of the Royal Mages Guild from Tartha.
That's the exact one.
Yes, I know the creature you speak of. You must indeed be the Slayer. Two Slayers from two different lodges in just as many days. Some might call that prophetic.
Well, wait. Where's the lodge? What do you mean?
Liska Auluma.
Oh, no, I traveled with her.
Even more prophetic. You would,
She has this look like. Is that not normal?
It is not normal for an active Grand Hunter and a normal Slayer from traveling together over such long distances away from their home lodges. But it is not against the lodge per se. It is just strange. But regardless, this creature, this quarry of yours, you would best be talking with Vorsha. He has been expecting to talk with you about it. He's still due back later today from his hunt, but it might be best if you return later today.
All right. Okay. I was hoping he would be in, but all right.
There's a deep rhythmic thump, thump, as something heavy strikes stone over and over again, growing louder with each beat.
What's that?
Kaja's ears kind of flick to one side towards the door as the great doors of the keep burst open. and Grand Hunter Vorsha strides in like a storm with legs.
Oh, quite a coincidence.
There he is.
Yep. Yep, I remember.
Soaked in sweat and bitter rain, gold inlaid armor and a cloak of a black displacer beast's fur. Vorsha drags behind him a massive net of intact beasts, 3 raptors still whole and glistening, their bodies streaming with residual heat and blood magic. One gives a last twitch and lets out a choked post-mortem screech that echoes down the spine-lined halls. Kaja kind of visibly flinches, not from fear, but from frustration. By the bones of the leopard spirit, Vorsha again. You know I couldn't just bring the heads, Kashi. This one's special. Look, they still got their tongues and toes. But notice the branding down their sides. Look right familiar, don't it? He yanks on the net with a sharp as one carcass skids across her polished stone floor, knocking a stool sideways. You are supposed to field butcher. You know, procedure. Clean kills, catalogued parts. Properly tagged by claw size, weight and infusion markers. Procedure don't wrestle with you when your fangs come flying. That spills in the blood, Kasha. Blood magic in the bones. Ain't gonna trust no junior slayers with that. Nah. Had to bring 'em whole. And he pats one of the dead raptors affectionately. The one that looks like it's headless and has the tail spines of a dragon. See this one? Teleport mid-pounce. Chop the head off. Mid-air, clean. Swear by me spear.
And you're looking at those spikes and trying to visually not shudder, remembering the Bloodhorn. Ugh.
Kaja kind of interrupts. Oh no, they are leaking on my floor. She kind of stands slowly, adjusting the basilisk spine at her belt. Picks up her quill with deliberate grace. This is the Grand Hunter. She kind of turns to you. As you can see, his respect for order is aspirational. You the snake-eyed spellcaster, spell slayer, yeah?
Naga, but yes.
Heard you're tracking something nasty. Something we'd both be tracking.
That's one way to put it. Nasty is elusive and very much politically charged.
Aye. Being as cattle, we've been watching the skies. Something flying with purpose. Silent wings, loud minds. You feel it yet? In your dreams, in your belly.
It's been causing lots of trouble as of late. Taking a couple people at the coast of Kartha and made its way down the coast.
Aye.
Well, made down way here.
Kind of taps his skull with a thick finger. Beast ain't just a beast. It think, it hunt, it make choices. Not your usual beast.
If the Grand Hunter's Lithgow was here, he would have told you about more of his origins. I only got by hearsay and, well, from the ledgers in the other lodge. The reports. I wasn't there.
We'll talk in the briefing room. Come. And Vorsha kind of finishes his boast as he claps a bloody hand onto the net one last time, then straightens his towering frame, rolling back into full height. He kind of gestures to to no one in particular. Call Backstem, quick, for the magic get any bright ideas. And then just as he hasn't, as if he hasn't just dropped 3 unprocessed magical beasts on the lodge floor, he slaps the wet end of his net free and starts walking towards the stairs without another word. Kaja watches him go. The line of her jaw is tight enough to cut steel. And she says to 2 passing initiates, "You heard him? Tethers and lifting harnesses. You get ichor on that ledger, you'll be scrubbing with your tongue."
Ooh. He's the worst taskmaster than anyone else I've known. Sheesh.
She turns slightly, not looking at Dejar. "This is my life now."
Yeah, at least that's a visible mess you have to clean up, not a political or other messes. Still, sorry. I know it's not. I didn't do anything, but.
She gives you a glare as you're just standing there.
Yeah, no, he's leaving as she said that. Like,
Okay.
Sorry.
You make your way up the stairs towards a few more switchback stairways, across a few hallways. You can see various trophies lining the walls. Enormous tusks, large spines. The skull of a Tyrannosaurus dons one of the offices here. Various crackling braziers taking the places of fireplaces, until eventually you come to a large meeting chamber. The chamber is still, save for the flicker of the shadowless flames and a faint grind of clawed toes on stone as Vorsha kind of moves to the far wall. You can see his long kind of sharpened toenails, looking like he's not either cut them in many months or has kind of sharpened them to points, probably for gripping while climbing like a wild man.
Yeah, I'll take the letter.
You can see he yanks aside a hide map with the casual strength of a man who's used to lifting the heads off of monsters. The hide is painted in ochre and blood, stretched tight over a relief of the Aktuin Gulf, the eastern continent's spine, and the Crucible Mountains. This way as cattle first notice it. Somewhere off the Gulf, shipmen gone silent. Lone caravans vanished overnight. He drags a tusk-handled knife down the coast from east to west. The motion leaves a faint trail of glowing dust, residual tracking powder that reacts to his whim. It's probably drawing some sort of trail from where he's heard that it's been. Then it slipped past Vaskia. Quiet, neat, no mess till the mouths start disappearing. Farmers, fishermen, whole convoys of the map. He stabs the blade into a pin hammered onto the Northern Kavi Mountains. This where the hunt began proper. I'll actually bring you over to the map.
Alright.
There we go. Okay, so it says, "Do not slip past Vaskia. Quiet, neat. No mess till the mouths start disappearing. Farmers, fishermen, whole convoys off the map." And then he stabs the blade into a pin hammered into northern Kavi. This be where the hunt began, proper. First scouts trailed it by air. Said it were big, but wrong, flying like a ghost. One turned back early, the other two never came down. Then he lifts another carved bone pin, slams it into a new spot, just west of the Crucible Range. Last week, 2 days past, Broad scouts near the high slope saw something big pass over, going southward, riding the wind like it owned it. Mountains got high paths, deep cuts, old smuggler trails and beast caves. Can't track it like normal game. It vanish when it want. But the latest signs put it in the Crucible Mountains.
I do have an idea on how to lure it. And perhaps even potentially weaken it. But it's gonna cost a huge gamble. To keep it very simple, I know a way to attract certain beasties, as you say it, who are not from this plane of existence. They tend to like weak minds or minds filled with power that they can coerce. And I was thinking I could use myself as bait.
Kind of looks at you confused for a moment. Use yourself as bait.
And she looks at him like dead silent, like the grave. I'm dead serious on this.
You either be right foolish or right brave.
A little bit of both.
Oh no, how you're planning on using yourself as bait?
Well, it likes to kidnap people. I'm assuming it likes to... From what I guess, either alter with some type of ability for the mind, from what I know from rumors, or some type of control. Either way, I can find some way for it to be enticed to try and come after me. But that's only one part of the play. I just need 2 fireball necklaces. And I have 2 big kegs of gunpowder. I plan on making sure that this thing is weakened with a fiery display if it comes after me right proper.
What you plan on going into the Crucible Mountains yourself?
If you can't get the beast out, why not go into the beast's den?
Whatever this thing might be, we're too close to the city. We're not waiting for it to grow brave enough to fly over the roofs to take Taos. It was hiding in the crucibles. We don't know where it lay be. But we got to flush it out, smoke it out, drop it in stone, choke its wings, and end it where it can't run. I'll be sending scouts to comb the high passes, the ravines, the caves, too small for dragons. But maybe not for this. We're not gonna waste this chance. If you got a plan, you got 2 weeks. After that, we strike. We'd or without you.
I'll make sure you can do it with me, but I'm gonna make sure I have help from my friends as well. There's too much at stake.
Respect your hunt, Snake Eyes. I respect what you do. Respect the assembly. And I respect the Langsmore Lodge. But we got lives to protect. If these beasts make a nest in the mountains, the jungle below won't be safe much longer. We won't be sitting by while it grows stronger. We trap it, corner it, and bring the whole damn keep down on it if we got to. If your plan can help us within those 2 weeks, we can get your plan into action, the better.
I'll make sure my plan actually is up and running before 2 weeks are up.
Wait too long, it flies. We guess wrong, it burrows. If we strike soft, it don't bleed. He gestures towards the map again, specifically the forested approach west of Tektaros. Part into the Crucible Mountains ain't easy. Old trails, bad air, beasts that don't like strangers. But that's where we'll find it. Or where it'll choose to be found. It's not gonna be a clean kill. This one got weight to it.
Comes to things like this, nothing's ever clean.
No. You come to me with a plan. Good. Got use for clever eyes, steady hands, and clever minds. If not, with a grunt and a scrape of claw and stone, he begins gathering a few war tokens from the map table, bone markers and feathered claws representing teams to be deployed. If not, don't be late to the ashes. This hunt's already burning.
Not been late to a hunt now, I'll not be late to a hunt then. Count on it. But I'll have to talk to my friends first. I'm not gonna just leave them without anything.
See that you do. Come to me when you got a plan. Perhaps we can work it into hours. But you got 2 weeks.
More than enough time. Thank you. And she turns around to leave. Just before he reaches the door. Just so you know, I do have several contingencies if things do go south. It will be one hell of a show. I'll be sure of that. And he opens the door and leaves.
Alright. Leave the Hunter's Keep. You can see Kaja still mopping up the bloodstained stone in the main chamber with a sigh.
He's making him in mental grimacing. Right. Do not get on her bad side. And she goes for the door.
Okay.
Oh wait, before she goes to the door, is there any notices, any things on the like a board?
There is. You can see a number of things on what looks like a large contract board. Let me activate the colours. I'll just keep mapping it. Should be able to see it in the vendors tab.
I do. Let me see.
But remember, you take one of those, you've got to sign it here and here.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna look first. I don't see it.
Contract board. Quarter Mistress Kaja. It should be in the vendors.
I don't think it's visible.
Let me post a screenshot. Oh right, hang on. I can't upload shit to fucking Discord because I've got to reconnect my VPN. There we go. There it is.
All right. Okay then.
So, do you want to look at that while we pan over to Liska?
I'm gonna look at these after. Yeah, I'm gonna look at these over while that happens in the background.
Okay. Liska. As
Right.
the evening begins to fall, as you begin to set up camp, where's it? Do different music here. Okay, so the sun begins to fall low over the horizon. The last vestiges of sunlight filtering through the canopy above. With your very sufficient survival skills, you're able to set up a campfire here in the middle of a clearing. Thule using it's using control flame to ignite the fire, setting you up for the rest of the night. What would you like to do here?
I think that so they're kind of getting up, setting in. They've done tracks and they've set up this place that I imagine is kind of probably tucked back in some roots or like side branches, so it's relatively safe and kind of tucked away. And as Liska is kind of getting out, start cooking them over the fire, and she's going to look to Thule and you know, as a druid, you must be or feel quite at home amongst nature like this.
I do feel it is nice to get away from the hustle and bustle of the big city places, the big settlements, always crowded, always. There is always something going on.
When you were younger, were you clan-born or city-born?
I was born in a clan. Oh, abandoned very young. I was, well, our father abandoned us. My mother and I, we found respite among a clan of satyrs in the Ebonwood Forest. The Tavani Verda clan. They were very welcoming. They made me feel at home. Like I was one of their own.
Is that when you learned the druid craft?
I was always a bit... I always had some degree of experience with communing of nature. I was always quite adept with listening to the wild. But they showed me how to refine it. Showed me how to truly listen.
Hold on, my Foundry tab just crashed.
Out there.
It's fine. I don't have to see in order to talk. So where touch you did we? Was there any other mountain folk there aside from your mother?
No, we were the only two.
When was the first time you saw another mountain folk?
That was when I began to travel between the Ebonwood Forest and the Dominion of Indulgence. And began to travel outside, well, whenever I began to travel outside the Ebonwood.
It is interesting to think of. I grew up in Torment at the...
Okay, but first you'll have to unlock your device.
Why did my phone just think I was talking to it?
You have to unlock the device.
Yeah, I definitely have to unlock the device. But I grew up in Torment in Crash, and I always had others like me at my side, my brother. But yes, I could not think of growing up without those like me. And it is not that I understand that among Ragnarok we are all demon kind. We all come from the same past, the same legacy, but it is interesting to think that did your mother instill the kind of mountain folk virtues in you as you grew up?
We were quite separated from our mountain folk heritage. She did instill upon me, though, the lessons of the wilderness, the wild, how to look after a community, how to repay the respects that the clan of Tavani Verda gave us. We were almost stewards of it. In a manner of speaking.
Of course. It is. Yeah, life in torment was. I imagine we had very different childhoods, but it is good to know, or it's good to be able to talk to another mountain folk that even though we might not have grown up the same way, we still do have similar experiences. Not many buildings around here are, particularly doorways, are made for our kind.
I have certainly noticed that myself. Always ending up bumping my horns against our room in the veiled ziggurat.
Yeah, it is always the worst when you go through a doorway and then you try to stand up and the ceiling is so low, so you can't stand up all the way.
A problem I have encountered for a few weeks here in Tenzia.
But at least, and Liska kind of looks around, at least out here you can stand up fully. You don't have to worry about our horns hitting anything.
So refreshing, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
It's at the mention of horns, you do notice that subtle glance towards your forehead. She seems to be
to my headdress.
Yes.
to the thing that Liska's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
As if kind of feeling that kind of pointed look. Liska is going to do I don't know if this is ever quite spoken of outside of mountain folk kind, but do you have you ever experienced the rage before?
Not exactly. There was one point where I was close to something of a rage. Her eyes sort of grow dim for a moment, as if remembering something painful. When I lost my mother, deep grief set in.
It seems that loss is the trigger for that kind of thing for mountain folk. At least it has been so in my case. When I first lost my brother to that blue dragon, I was beside myself. It was hard to control, but I also think the shock, the grief dulled what pain there was in the growing fury inside. But recently, it has, I guess, just my growing connection with Thor and the sense of duty that comes with it. And she's going to take off like the thing and show the extra horns. It became an issue. The mountain's fury.
Oh, Liska. She kind of
Liska has like very obvious shame on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's looking down at the ground and
there's a moment as she kind of gets up, walks over towards you, and kind of sits next to you on the log here. places a hand on your shoulder. I've only ever read whispers about the mountain's fury, but no one can really explain how it happens. Just that it's rare. Feared, a shame and a scar. But I don't think shame grows horns. I think something else does. What happened, Liska?
Well, there was one night we were camping on the way to Tektahos, and I forgot what it was. I think Angus or South found the entrance to a Saurian cave. And being adventurers, we tend to be the curious type. And we decided to go in. The cave was long ago abandoned by the Saurons, but it had been recently acquired by a hive of Ankeg. We did battle, did exploring, and the Ankeg Queen ambushed us towards the end of the fight, and Vellum, for a moment, died. And I do not know what it was. Perhaps it was just seeing that broken body on the ground again reminded me of my brother.
He wraps an arm around you. You don't have to carry it alone. Whatever you broke, something had to break first, didn't it?
That's it. I just feel so guilty. Why didn't this happen when my brother died? I've known Vellum for maybe less than a year. I knew Fristave my entire life. Up to that point, I grew alongside him. He was my twin, my brother.
I know where you're going with this, Liska. Look at me. At me. This is not your fault. I know what it's like to lose something. To rage until the world looks different. Can I tell you this story? It's an old one from the Ebonwood. I used to think it was about storms, but right now I think it's more appropriate that it seems more about you in this situation. Oh, did I even?
No, I was waiting.
Oh, okay.
She
I thought you cut out.
No, sorry. Liska's looking. There are tears on her cheeks, and she's looking at Tuli, holding her hand.
She brushes a tear aside with a thumb. Long ago, when the world was young and loud, there lived a spirit tree with bark like black iron and roots that drank lightning. It was proud, so proud. It asked the skies to strike it, over and over. And this guy did. Each bolt split its limbs, scorched its crown, carved scars through its trunk. The other trees whispered it was cursed, dangerous, unstable. But one day, a great fire swept the forest, and all the quiet trees, the unburned, the unscarred, they fell. The spirit tree didn't. It was already burned. It had already been split. And inside those scars, lightning lived. Fire lived. And fire survives fire. You have scars now. She reaches up, briefly brushes a thumb across one of the horns. Horns that grew from grief, not rage. But don't mistake that for weakness, Liska. Don't ever mistake that for weakness. You've just been struck by something the rest of us pray never comes. And you're still standing.
Liska, like, kind of looks inward, kind of feeling that pit of raw anguish and emotion that she didn't necessarily realize was there, because to mountain folk, you can't experience it. You can't let the wound heal. And she kind of comes to realize that she never really grieved her brother. That Vellum dying made her realize that. And so, with, again, like, tears down her face, but this time she's going to smile at Thule. A small smile, kind of a sad smile, but appreciative. And she kind of squeezes Thule's hand. Thank you, Thule. You've helped me realize something today.
What is that?
That as a mountain folk, I have built up so many walls around the emotions inside me that I couldn't even feel them myself. And that,
oh, go ahead.
that's fine. And that maybe it's good to expose myself to them a bit more, bring down the shield and the armor, so to speak.
You know, in the old teachings, they say scars are where the spirit breathes, where pressure escapes so the soul doesn't crack from holding in too much. And she kind of brushes a fallen leaf from your shoulder. The mountain's fury is called a shame, but some might also say that's half the truth. They teach you to bury it because they're scared of what it means to break. Because when you break, you stop being predictable. You stop being safe. But breaking isn't the end. Not always. Sometimes it's how the real shape gets free. Lightning never asks for permission to change the sky. And grief, it doesn't wait for rituals or permission either. Losing someone tears something open. But what you do with that opening, that's what becomes legacy. So maybe don't be ashamed of the horns, just watch what grows around them.
This guy kind of smiles and leans in to kind of touch horns to horns. Thank you, Thule. Have you ever told you how wonderful you are?
You have before. But
Well, I am telling you now. You're beautiful both on the inside and the outside.
she gives a smile. A bit of a flush across her cheeks. You're not the only person that has felt broken in that way. You're not alone. I have told you once before, I lost my mother just after I came of age. I told you what the green dragon did to our grove, how everyone expected me to step into her roots and to keep everything alive, to rebuild the grove. A sacred one, old as breath, but I didn't. I wandered. I made excuses. I called it diplomacy. I think I was scared. Not just of failing, but of touching the ruin she left behind. Of touching her memory and finding it angry at me. So I stayed away, half in the world, half out. Always moving, always busy. Just so I wouldn't have to look. I know it's not the same. But the silence that comes after, the way everything feels heavier. I know that. You don't have to carry this alone, Liska. And you don't have to be ready to face it. But when you are, I can walk with you, just as I'm doing here in the jungle.
Niska nods and she's going to give like a little squeeze to Tully's hand. It's like, I would love to have you by my side, Tully. For whatever path I take. And do not think that we are so different. After our loss, we took different paths, yes, but I do not think either of us stood on the way. I made it my life's work to protect people, protect those I love. Another squeeze of your hand. And it brought me to a path where I am known as a dragon slayer. Though I may have killed that blue dragon long ago, I find myself hunting more of them as perhaps some means of enacting justice. And you, though you may have lost someone, you took a path that leads you to helping people, to diplomacy, to bring nations together, to bring those who may also be hurting to a place of peace and warmth. Do not think You have done nothing. Do not think you have betrayed the memory of your mother. I think if she could see you now, see you, the beauty that shines from you and falls upon everything around you, that she would be proud.
A bit of a tear that forms in the corner of her eye rolls down her cheek.
This is gonna wipe it away with a thumb. And she's gonna cup Tully's cheek and say, "You are a wonderful person, Tully. Don't ever think otherwise." And she's going to lean in for a kiss. And I want that to be the end of the role play.
Okay.
I want to fade to black.
Okay. Gonna lean in and reciprocate the kiss. Fade to black. Alright. So, Angus, as we come to the evening. Yeah, I think
would
we
like
got.
to point out that it's been a while.
I know, but it's all.
And Prodigy stepped away.
Oh.
I would not like to do that.
Okay then, we'll come back to that at the start of next session.
It's a good time to end it as well because, like,
I would say,
yeah, it's going to be a whole affair, and I don't think it'd be fair to try and squeeze it into 15 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we will end the session here.
Man, some fucking drama today.
I will stop I will stop recording in 3,